Hey there, welcome back. I'm Flat Rate Mechanic, and today we're diving into a puzzling problem that many Dodge Caravan owners face, a horn that just won't work. If you're thinking it's probably just a blown fuse or a bad horn, you might be in for a surprise. The horn system in these Caravans is a lot more complicated than you'd expect, and I'm here to walk you through how it all works and what might be causing your horn to stay silent. So, let's kick things off by talking about reading the trouble codes. When I first encountered a customer with this issue, we plugged in the scan tool and pulled the codes. What came up was P2339, which tells us the horn switch is stuck. Now, you might assume that means the horn button on the steering wheel is jammed, but hold on, it's not that straightforward. Here's a pro tip. If you're seeing P2339 or P2338 codes, don't just jump to replacing the clock spring like a lot of folks do. It's crucial to check the live data first to see what's really happening in the system. Now let me break down how this horn system actually works. When you hit the horn button on the steering wheel, the signal doesn't go straight to the horn like you might think. Instead, it travels through the cruise control buttons, then to the instrument cluster, and finally, that cluster sends a command to the total integrated power module, also known as the TIP-M, which is basically the fuse box under the hood. It's wild, right? Why they designed it like this, I have no idea, but it creates multiple failure points in the circuit. Now here's where it gets interesting. We checked the live data, and what we found was sound horn on lock. This means the system thinks the horn button has been pressed continuously, causing it to lock out the horn system entirely. If the horn blares for more than 45 seconds, that safety feature kicks in. So even if the horn itself is in perfect shape, it won't work because the system has disabled it. You might be wondering, how can you quickly check if your horn is actually working or if it's just locked out? Here's a simple test you can do at home. Disconnect your battery's negative terminal for about 10 seconds, then reconnect it. If the horn sounds as soon as you reconnect, congratulations! You've confirmed the horn itself works fine, and now you know something's sending that constant horn-pressed signal. Just a quick warning before you try this. Make sure to wait at least 10 minutes after disconnecting the battery before working on anything related to the steering wheel. The airbag system needs to discharge, and you don't want that thing going off unexpectedly. Now, if the horn doesn't sound after that reset, you could be dealing with a different issue, such as a faulty horn, a bad relay, or even wiring problems. But if you hear the honk, and you've got that P2339 code, let's keep going, because I'm about to reveal the real culprit. So here's the kicker. The problem was with the cruise control button switch on the steering wheel. Yes, those little cruise control buttons that you wouldn't think are related to your horn circuit. If one of those buttons gets stuck or starts sending a false signal, it can trick the instrument cluster into thinking the horn is being pressed constantly. A common mistake? This customer had already replaced the clock spring, thinking that would solve the issue. Not only did it not fix the horn problem, but now his traction control light was on because the steering angle sensor got messed up during that replacement. So, it's crucial to diagnose the issue properly before swapping out parts. To fix this, you'll need to replace the complete cruise control switch assembly. The Mopar part number for that is 6807042AA, and it usually costs between $40 and $90, depending on if you go OEM or aftermarket. Just a heads up, you'll have to pull the airbag out first, so don't forget to disconnect the battery and give that airbag system some time to discharge. If you're considering doing this yourself, you'll need a few tools. An OBD2 scan tool with live data capability, a socket set, some Torx drivers, and perhaps a multimeter for testing. The whole job might take you between an hour and a half to 3 hours, and you could save a good chunk of cash compared to what a shop would charge. And remember, when you're putting everything back together, the horn pad retaining bolts should be torqued to about 22 to 27 inch-pounds. Just don't over-tighten them, or you might crack the plastic housing. So what are the key takeaways today? If your Dodge Caravan's horn isn't working and you're seeing P2339 or P2338 codes, Don't overlook those cruise control buttons. They're often the real issue. Also, try that battery disconnect test first to see if the horn works, and be sure to check your live data for insights into what the system is reporting. Thanks for listening, and I'll catch you in the next one.